And I think the voters decided that they preferred Donald Trump as opposed to other candidates throughout the process. So
you follow the money, it paints a very clear picture. China's financial elite working with the U.S. financial elite and the regulators of the U.S. financial system to front-run the new global digital financial system.
Well, as you probably know, Donald Trump has been kind of the crypto advocate and a crypto president by self-proclamation around that for a number of months during the campaign. And he has actually said that one of the first things he would do in office is to do everything he can do to remove Gary Gensler, who has really waged a war against crypto in the United States.
With a Donald Trump win, are you expecting a resolution? And what do you think a resolution would mean for the broader crypto industry?
It's interesting, it was just the Ripple conference, and it felt pretty TradFi, compared to some of the other conferences I went to, and I can see it growing.
They have spoken, and they want to see people with real-world business experience in Washington, because there's a hope that there's going to be people with deeper understanding of the markets, of market fundamentals, of the international trade situation, and what that means for the balance of power. And I think importantly in the crypto space, what it means is no more regulation by enforcement.
Entire crew is go. Enjoy the ride, pal.
Baggy, welcome to the party. Welcome back to some more Moon o'clock news. No breakfast, no coffee, just straight extra. Bullishness. Shout out to the latest stuff. We got Cedric Allen in the building. Appreciate you stopping by, tuning in. Go ahead and throw that XRP in the bag. Go ahead and buckle up. Throw on those moon suits. Throw on those pilot shades. Let's go full speed, full throttle into the cryptoverse. We got the total global cryptocurrency market cap today at 2.71 trillion, down about 1.1% in the past 24. We got XRP currently right around 55 cents. Stellar XLM 10 cents, 10 for $1. We got BTC 76,500. ETH right around 29, right underneath 3K. We got Flare Networks right around 0.013. Axelar 71 cents. XDC right underneath 3 cents. We got Fruition Productions that pop things off. Clear reminder, no surprise from the American film market. Hollywood doesn't know anything about the crypto market, but knows enough to understand a change is coming. It is time for the broader public to wake up. And I had the opportunity to check out the premiere down in Las Vegas at the American film market at the Palms, and you don't want to miss it. It's better than anticipated. It really gives you a nice deep dive on what's really going on behind the scenes, all the manipulation and corruption, and the SEC versus XRP, also China versus USA and the American-made cryptocurrencies, the Chinese coins. Also, be on the lookout for the pre-order dropping on the 21st. Check out fruitionproductions.com. The XRP Unleashed premiere tickets still available. Boston, New York City, Washington, D.C.
Jay Clayton, within a couple of months, goes to One River, who benefited from this decision. You follow the money, it paints a very clear picture. China's financial elite working with the U.S. financial elite and the regulators of the U.S. financial system to front-run the new global digital financial system.
Who wins? That's the question here. Who wins? Because I think that China wins.
Charles said the Chinese have been courting Vitalik hard.
We got Eleanor Tarrant to pop things off. The new CEO of American Securities Association, which represents regional brokers and financial services firms, has called a SEC chair, Gary Gensler, to resign. The people voted for this country to take a new direction, and Chairman Gensler should respect that vote by stepping down from his position immediately. This is the only way for American working families, retirement savers, and small businesses to rebuild their trust and confidence in the institution of the SEC. Get those jumpsuits. Get those jail cells ready. We got Bank XRP, Ripple CEO Garlinghouse talks Trump, SEC, Gary Gensler on the BBC.
For more on all this, we're now joined by the CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse. So welcome, Brad. Let's start with that tweet that you have sent on a crypto checklist to Donald Trump for his first 100 days, including firing SEC Chair Gary Gensler. What are the main things that you want him to address?
Well, as you probably know, Donald Trump has been kind of a crypto advocate and a crypto president by self-proclamation around that for a number of months during the campaign. And he has actually said that one of the first things he would do in office is to do everything he can do to remove Gary Gensler, who has really waged a war against crypto in the United States. The irony, of course, is many countries around the world, even the UK, Switzerland, Singapore, have really leaned into crypto, created clear rules, which has allowed entrepreneurs and capital to flow in and allow the industry to grow and thrive.
But while Trump is seen as favorable for crypto leaders and investors, does his recent alignment with crypto actually pose some ethical concerns? I mean, he's launched the cryptocurrency project World Liberty Financial. Is this a potential conflict of interest now that he has a stake in the industry, Brad?
You know, I think obviously Donald Trump has stakes in lots of industries, and I think the voters decided that they preferred Donald Trump as opposed to other candidates throughout the process. So I don't really take a position on that. I think there's obviously a lot of disclosure laws, and I think as his second trip to the White House, I'm sure there's plenty of people around him that are experienced with that. I do think, regardless of his own participation in different parts of the economy, we've got to get the United States growing in as it relates to this industry. And the Biden administration, really not just the United States SEC, but other parts of the government as well, have been pretty hostile towards crypto, despite its growth, despite that it's over a $2 trillion market today.
And with a Donald Trump win, are you expecting a resolution in this Ripple versus SEC lawsuit? I mean, this was surrounding whether XRP is considered a security or a digital currency. And what do you think a resolution would mean for the broader crypto industry?
Look, as you probably know, we've been fighting with the SEC for 3.5 years. We won that case last summer. The SEC, the judge in that case declared very explicitly, XRP in and of itself is not a security. The SEC is appealing part of that decision, but importantly, they're not appealing the part of the decision that says XRP is not a security. So we feel very good about that. The law of the land of the United States is that XRP is not a security. What's frustrating, I think, for the whole industry is that only Bitcoin and XRP really have the explicit regulatory clarity in the United States. Other leading cryptocurrencies like ETH and Solana have been a little bit in a fuzzy land. And it's really kind of maddening, and I think madness, to think we're going to litigate every single token one by one. We've been challenging the government, challenging the SEC to create clear rules of the road, as you've seen in the UK, as you've seen in Japan, where they've created taxonomies so that the regulation is clear. And people in the US crypto industry want to follow the rules. We just have to have clarity about what the rules are.
Paul Barron Network, XRP will lead the way to TradeFi, XRP.
It's interesting, you know, it's just the Ripple conference, and it felt pretty TradFi, you know, compared to some of the other conferences I went to, and I can see it growing.
I was looking at your tweet. What odds would you give the appointments of Pierce as the chair? I'm kind of curious. What are you seeing now that you got a little bit of feedback? Do you think Pierce would be it, or maybe Ueda or someone else?
Well, when Gensler leaves, she's going to be the acting chair. I think that's what our regulatory guy said. Be 2 and 2. So okay. I think she'd be a great chair. I really like her. We've interviewed her for the podcast. She's a nice person. She's a libertarian. She thinks just, you know, disclose all the, you got to let the people have some choice. And she's more of a free market person. And I just think that's a better way to approach it. That's just my opinion. So I think she'd be great. And with her, I think you would see some of these coins approved.
Jeremy Hogan says, so what happens to the Ripple versus SEC, Coinbase case, etc. next year? Well, I wasn't sure about the nuts and bolts of it all, so I listened to a great space by John Reed Stark today. And most likely scenario is 1, Gensler steps down before January 20th. 2, the new head or interim head sends out marching orders that all non-fraud crypto cases need to be disposed of. 3, the litigation team looks at each of these cases, recommends to either settle or dismiss each, and brings their recommendations to the commissioner, who then votes yay or nay. There will be now 3 representatives appointed, so it'll be yay. My thoughts on the specific actions for a Ripple case or any case with the ruling will be settled for the judgment amount of $125 million. It'll be awkward to settle for less than what was already awarded by the court. Coinbase and the other case in litigation will simply be dismissed. This will take some time, not January, but perhaps before the summer, and that's my call, and I'm sticking to it. Also, one thing to note, that we're in a bull market, pro-crypto president. You better have those bags packed, locked and loaded, and those who have eyes to see, who've been loading up on the greatest opportunity of multiple lifetimes, had plenty of time to add to those generational wealth bags. Subject views. New CFTC Commissioner Caroline Pham shares the potential next steps for the new administration and the importance of these regulatory policies. The tide is turning.
They have spoken, and they want to see people with real-world business experience in Washington. I think that's why you see the markets rallying, because there's a hope that there's going to be people with deeper understanding of the markets, of market fundamentals, of the international trade situation, and what that means for the balance of power between the U.S. and the rest of the world. So I think that's what that means. And I think importantly in the crypto space, what it means is no more regulation by enforcement, that America needs to go back to embracing innovation, and we need to be forward-looking like we are here in Singapore, and be focused on what can we do to provide regulatory clarity now or today. And that's why I've proposed a U.S. regulatory sandbox in the past that we've talked about. And that's something that we can do now, we can do today. The MAS stood up their regulatory sandbox in 2018. It's time for us to do these pilot programs now. And the GMAC has been putting forward proposals as well to provide that regulatory clarity. Tokenized collateral proposal is coming up on November 21st. And there's already been the first ever GMAC U.S. digital asset taxonomy that will help to bridge that gap so that American can catch up with the regulatory clarity for crypto assets around the world that we're still lacking.
Okay, so there is much debate in the market right now about what President-elect Donald Trump would mean for regulation of crypto assets. Do you think we should be ready for lighter regulation or more regulation? Because as industry gets bigger and bigger, more formalized, I think, to my mind, there needs to be greater regulation and greater regulatory oversight. And you've been supportive of that. You've been very vocal about that. And so how do you see that contrasting with what policy could look like under Trump 2.0?
I think what people want to see is us getting back to the basics and putting in the work to establish clear rules of the road. Right now is an untenable situation because without clear rules of the road, what we have is a gotcha enforcement environment. And that's what we've seen. We've seen regulation by enforcement. So I do think that the first priority is going to be, let's establish a regulatory framework that's sensible over crypto assets, that doesn't unnecessarily impede innovation and is up to, current day with the amazing transformation that we're seeing in market structure, with the potential, again, with tokenization and what that can mean for clearing, for settlement, for 24/7 markets. But at the same time, ensure that we have protections in place for market participants and protections to guard against conflicts of interest. So it's all about right sizing a clear regulatory framework for crypto assets in the United States.
And what would that mean?
And with nearly 15 plus years since the inception of XRP and the inception of Bitcoin, still no broader crypto regulations, but get ready because it's coming faster than you can believe. Meanwhile, we got CoinDesk, Flare Networks, Red Day Technology will run trials that'll be enable mainland Chinese nationals to buy stablecoins in Hong Kong. Sentiment feed, Bitcoin's ascension to 77K has rapidly changed the social narratives when the crowd has gotten too eager about 80K plus BTC. We've seen prices retrace. Use the crowd's FOMO and FUD following an all-time high to your advantage with this updating chart. Coins Kid, those who have been paying attention to my analysis, I did say back in March when everyone was ultra bull and said it was alt season. I said I don't think we'll see an alt season until we tag the first red line at least. It has now been tagged and we are seeing some nice moves here for altcoins. If we see Bitcoin break 1.272 fib at 82K, I expect Bitcoin's dominance to run to the top of the red line and a spike up. Either way, confirmation of a crypto alt season will be once we see the weekly Coins Kid ribbon, loose support, printer red sell dot. Mustache altcoins total 2, the biggest breakout in 4 years is imminent. And bears are sidelined all season will soon no longer be just a meme. At Grad Crypto, BTC, TikTok, 150 to 180K is on this way, and it'll come fast and furious, no delay. Newbies will be slaughtered, OGs rising high, millionaires and billionaires reaching the sky. In the next 3 to 9 months, fortunes will turn, lives will change with the lessons to be learned. Are you ready to be the first in line, a multi-millionaire in your bloodline, to stand as one who dares to race, to find your fit in this space and not any other place? Are you ready to rise? Are you ready to soar? The future is knocking. Open the door. And taking a look at the current BTC halving cycle, which recently passed in April of 2024. The projected season is currently projected to last until fall of 2025. As we draw closer to the midway point in the 2016 halving presidential election cycle, it took XRP just 350 days to go from around 005 to 375. We got about 350 days left projected for the BTC halving cycle. Be on the lookout for the rest of 2025 for XRP to fly. Taking a look at the current XRP versus BTC cycle, as you can see here in the first half of this chart, you can see we had the nice pop here, bottom down, pop again, and then all the way down before the 76,000% gains. Once again, it looks like we're set up for the exact same thing as you see here, top up here, bottom, back up to the top, all the way back down. You know what's coming. They know what's coming. They can't stop it. Also, the herd hasn't even arrived yet. Please be patient. You'll understand in time. We're still in the preparation phase. Also, Golden Age Ripple's leadership and board of directors with 2 of their most important former employees. All roads lead to the bridge. With that being said, Batman Bag Ladies Executive Order 13772. I'll leave a link down below for a video I did back on January 18th, 2021, breaking down the Executive Order 13772, a financial system that creates economic opportunities, non-bank financial fintechs, and innovation. Report to President Donald Trump. Executive Order 13772, titled Core Principles for Regulating the United States Financial System, was signed by President Trump February 3rd, 2017. Also, just before that, XRP was getting ready to flip BTC, and then they took the Korean markets down and ended it. Also, right after that, 2020, we had the SEC come in and shut it down. XRP versus the Chinese coins. This order outlines 7 core principles aimed at guiding the financial regulations. 1. Empower Americans to make independent financial decisions and informed choices in the marketplaces. Safer retirement and build individual wealth. 2. Prevent taxpayer-funded bailouts. 3. Foster economic growth and vibrant financial markets through more rigorous regulatory impact analysis that addresses systemic risk and market failures such as moral hazard and information asymmetry. 4. Enable American companies to be competitive with foreign firms in domestic and foreign markets. 5. Advance American interests in international financial regulatory negotiations and meetings. 6. Make regulations efficient, effective, and appropriately tailored. 7. Restore public accountability within the federal financial regulatory agencies and rationalize the federal financial regulatory framework. Projected to reach $3 trillion in the next 5 years, and Trump loves those American-made cryptocurrency, decentralized, transparent. Stablecoins are driving the new era of digital finance, and the UAE's forward-thinking regulations for dirham-backed and global stablecoins solidify its role as a leader in the digital economy, projected to reach $3 trillion in the next 5 years. We potentially see XRP's market cap reach up to $1 trillion with all the stablecoin bullishness, all the utility, cross-border payments, tokenization. Well, if the price of XRP at a $1 trillion market cap would be approximately $17.58. The best is yet to come. Also, tax-free gains. Know what you hold, know what's coming, and know why they want you out. Where will those bags be when that regulation jar of molasses finally breaks open and XRP's true price is finally revealed? Big bags. Later, glitches.
Welcome to the party. This a moon party. Hey, this a moon party. Hey, welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. This a moon party. This a moon party. Welcome to the party. We don't play around here.